If you ask me what my all-time favorite mecha anime, giant robot anime is, uh, for me, it's an easy answer. It's Giant Robo. That is my all-time favorite. It was directed by Yasuhiro Imagawa, who also did my all-time favorite Tetsujin series, the 2004 Tetsujin 28. He also did my all-time favorite Mazinger Z series, which was Mazinger Edition The Impact. And he also did my least favorite Gundam series. So you can't win them all, I guess. But I loved Giant Robo. Now, it's actually called Giant Robo The Day the Earth Stood Still. It was a 7 episode OVA released between 1992 and 1998. They were kind of cranking them out from 92 to 95 and then went 3 years producing the final episode to the point where I thought it was never going to come out. I know it supposedly didn't do very well in Japan, even though I thought it was absolutely brilliant. So I thought maybe they had just given up. At that point, it was back in the 90s. I was buying these on VHS. So I now have them all, as you could see, on Blu-ray. I upgraded, got rid of all my VHS tapes. What you see here is Giant Robo by Bandai. This is not a Solar Chogokin. This is actually a Super Robot Chogokin, which I would say is probably a step below their Solar Chogokin. It was sold originally in 2016 for around $78 US, converted from yen. I don't know what it was originally selling for. I don't even remember what I paid for it, but I know it was under $100. It was not that much. So you could see here, he's all set up. I added all this. These get added on. You can remove this. His gun is used in, I don't know, maybe more than one scene. I can't remember. I remember one scene, but it has to be all set up. This piece in here has to be attached because it all folds back up. And this piece gets attached. The gun kind of pulls out. I would say it's nice. It's got good weight, but I don't feel it is the quality of a Solar Chogokin figure. And so the joints don't have that Solar Chogokin feel to them. You know, it's interesting. Oh, something is clicking. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if you can see in here and in other parts, there look like I don't want to say warping because you can't feel it, but some problems in the plastic. And that's how it was when it first came. So as much as I love Giant Robo, the design, I'm not sure this figure really works as well in figure form. I think here it looks pretty good with it all set up with his gun and everything, but it looks kind of weird with his tiny head. And in the animation, they used a lot of perspective, kind of looking up at him. When you look like that, look at that. The small head gives him a certain sense of gravitas and immensity. But when it's like this, he just kind of looks like he's got a tiny head. So, I'm sure that Imagawa was thinking a lot about using angles, using lighting to give him that sense of scale. And again, I don't know that it works as well in figure form. This is actually far from my favorite figure because I mean, I would probably get another one if it were a little bit higher quality. Again, I don't want to sit there and pretend like this or give the impression that this is low quality. I just think that it's not the greatest at all. So it doesn't. The guns on here will swivel, and they actually can pop out. And the instructions do say, "Be careful you don't lose these." These might be metal. These bands, they feel very hard. But he's got a super low center of gravity, so he's not going to topple over. But definitely not a showcase figure for me. And others might feel a little bit different. These, this I can't really show this. I mean, I could, but I'd have to really just pull this whole thing apart. But this kind of contracts, and it would be cool if this gun barrel folded in as you pull it down, but it doesn't. You kind of have to grab it and pull it out. So it just has that feel that it's not as high end as a lot of the other figures I have. But as far as I know, I don't know of a better giant Robo figure. So I guess if you love giant Robo, this might be the one to get. And I think I already said, maybe I didn't, that I believe this is still available. I looked out there. It's not available for $78, but it's not that much. So I think I saw it on Amazon and some other places. But this is Giant Robo, which is a super robot Chogokin. And I did look at some of the other super robot Chogokin, but I'm not sure what sets it apart from Solar Chogokin other than it feels like maybe a little less die cast in there. Little bit lower quality. That's Giant Robo.